Hi, this is Seo Park, and I'm the author of Meta Shadowing. What I'm going to share with you today is the moment. The moment is the signal that it's time for graduation from the obsessing English learning. It is called Bingbing phenomena. So, as you're already aware that the Bingbing is the Korean adverb that explains the something is spinning around and around. And the Bingbing phenomena is kind of this. You just want unconsciously spit it out the sentences what you have practiced. And these sentences are spinning around and around inside your head. That's the Bingbing phenomena. So this isn't just a metaphor. This is an exact phenomena that I've seen many student cases. And of course, I've experienced with that too. Before explanation, I want to show you something. Please take a look at this video.
주현이도? 아까 뭐라 그랬지? 자다가도 그 문장이
자다가 이렇게 침대에 딱 누웠는데 갑자기 생각나요.
그 문장들이
머릿속에 힘들어요.
뭔 소리 막
나는 생각을 하지만 머릿속에 그것만 생각이
주현이도?
맞아. 중얼중얼
중얼중얼대? 그런 것들이 너네들의 영어 실력을 높여준다는 생각을 해봤어?
아니요.
그건 안 해봤는데 그냥 계속 머릿속에만 그냥 떠올라?
네.
근데 어제 세령이가 막 갑자기 밥 먹다가도 막 말을 그런 경험 있는 사람 갑자기 혼자 있다가 막 중얼중얼 아 그래? 다 있구나.
계속 놀아요.
알았어. 알겠어. 그러면 학원 기존에 다니던 학원 말고 이거를 뭐 3개월 동안에 또 이렇게 다시 좀 잘 짜서 하고 싶은 게 뭐 한다 그러면은 어떻게 할래?
할래요.
진짜 할 거야?
네.
왜? 이게 훨씬 재밌어?
학원 빠지면
학원 대신에 이게 훨씬
학원 빠지면 돼요. 학원 빠지면 돼요.
그래 알았어.
이게 훨씬 더 재밌어.
이게 훨씬 더 재밌어? 어떤 점이 재밌어?
진짜.
아니 그러니까 학원에서는 막 뭐지?
맞아.
이게 뭐 따분한 것만 하는데 여기서 막 동영상 같은 거 보여주는 거.
간식도 안 주고 하고는 간식 주고.
그래 알았어. 어쨌든 8일만 수고했어. 다 같이 박수 한번 치자.
This video, which is they gave it to me, was pictured during the meta shadowing pilot program that my father had been invited to conduct this pilot program at one of major education company in Korea. We started with W. Especially this situation was pictured right after the speaking test has taken by their English native speaker. After 7 days of training, 2 hours a day, so 14 hours of training of meta shadowing. You guys may have heard some students saying, my head is Bingbing right now. So the terminology of Bingbing, exactly what it came from. So maybe this is the first case of Bingbing phenomena in learning English history. So let me tell you my experience. In the previous video, like I said, I told you that I installed my English frame or English engine during the 10 days of intensive English training when I was 6th grade and the 5 days of review when I was 8th grade and other 15 days. That's what I'm going to tell you today. When I took a semester off and returned to my country for compulsory military service in Korea, that's the time I advanced. At that time, I felt like I needed to be grown. You know what I mean? My English needed to be grown from the separate sentences like Duo 3.0 to a continuous and well-organized contents like speech. So I asked myself, what should I study? And I researched some speech and found some interesting video in 2017 in Korea, which is the President of the United States visit to the Korea, and he was giving to the speech to a Korean National Assembly about a history of Korea and U.S. alliance. Wow, that's interesting video. So I thought this matters, so I decided to cover this. So in the next 10 days, I just followed the exact method, what I described in my book, meta shadowing, I searched the scripts, what he's saying, and made for study materials for meta shadowing and crazy speaking. I practiced the sentence pronunciation through meta shadowing, and using a superbook, I practiced in delivering the entire speech through crazy speaking. My speed of the speech could double than the original speed. So at that point, something happens. Something goes very different from what I studied when I was 6th grade. One day, I was walking along a stream near my hometown, and all of a sudden, my thoughts completely stopped, and I couldn't stop speaking a speech what I practiced. So thus, that speech I practiced had exploded from my mouth. So I was not speaking. My mouth was speaking. It felt embarrassed at first, so I asked my father at this situation, and he was like, "This is a bing bing. It finally hit you too." After a few more days later, I realized this is the bing bing situation just happened to me. And the entire speech from very beginning to the end came out naturally with the perfect order in a single flow. At that point, the burden of memorization had totally disappeared. So I decided to record this reenactment, and I rent a studio and record myself delivering an entire speech with no transcripts and no prompts and no cuts. And this video still exists today here, whatever. From that day, my English has completely changed. My expression became longer, and it became easier to understand what they were saying, especially the professors or friends or classmates. And this is a very important point, which is I started to thinking in English when I speak in English. So what happens, the bing bing situation occurs in your brain. First, your English circuit become more simple, faster, and thick. It means you stop worrying about the grammars or the sequence of the sentence or words. So English processing become more faster, simple, and thick. Let me tell you the basic principles of neuroscience. The more you use your brain, the more stronger your brain it is, right? To process information more efficiently, your neurons connect with each other, and unnecessary connections are pruned away. This is the neuroplasticity. Your brain physically changes in response to your own experience. In my case, my English circuit in my brain became optimized for English processing. So the bing bing phenomena is the visual evidence of that change. And second, the dramatic shift occurs in language acquisition and performance. That's why I could reproduce the 45 presidential speech in a single breath, But for a while, I barely used English after I moved back from America to start a startup business in Korea. And recently, like I said in the previous video, I had a chance to present my business to investors from America. The delegation of Utah visit to the Korea. I showed my business, and I felt like the power of bing bing phenomena. So sometimes I felt like it is easier to speak in English more than speaking in Korean, especially when I present my business to investors. So let's say learning English is building a house, and when you experience the 빙빙 phenomenon of yours, it is like finishing the construction of a house. It's like a frame, window, plumbing, electricity, walls, roof, whatever the main frame of house is. And then it is okay to move in and live itself, right? Other parts of house like interiors or stuff like that can come later, right? But what do most of us do? We spend our lives to obsess with a single brick, like single expressions or such as small grammar things like that. Today, I shared the 빙빙 phenomena. That is the signal, that is the time for graduation from obsessing English learning. Thank you for watching this video so far. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and press the likes button. See you soon. 좋아요와 구독 꼭 눌러주시고 다음 영상도 기대해 주시길 바랄게요. 그럼 다음에 봅시다.